Hi angels, welcome back to another resin video. Yay! So in this video we're going to be making a resin skull. I got this mold from Etsy's years and years ago. Never used it. It's just been sitting around collecting dust for unknown reason. Obviously it's two parts. You just put it together to make a beautiful 3D mold. All you have to do is just use some elastic around it to make sure that nothing leaks out and so that it can just stick together. So the holographic glitter that I showed you guys in the beginning, I got from Amazon. I'll leave the link. I don't think they're selling it anymore, but it's just holographic glitter. I got it from Amazon. There it is. Bought it in 2020. So what I'm going to be doing is just with my little paintbrush, and with my glitter, I'm just going to be putting it directly into the mold and then just spreading it all around. I already started. So with this skull, the eyes are shaped as a heart. So in that part, I did like a light blue for the eyes. And then for the rest of it, I decided to just go with some purple. I thought it would look good. So I'm making sure that I got in every little cracks and crim. So it is. So with this skull, it's a ton of skull body and then skull heads. So I had to make sure that everything was covered up with it. Holographic glitter. So I had to go over it like a few times, make sure that I add glitter in there, sometimes directly on top, and then just have it spread it around and around in a circle. And also make sure I get the teeth as well, underneath the eyes, in between the nose, and this is how it looks. It looks pretty good. Then I was like, let me just add a little bit more of the blue in the eyes because it looks like if it's just fading. And then some of it spills, so I was like, okay. Let me just brush it all over as well, just to mix the two colors together. Why not? And that's how it's look. Now it's time for the second part of the mold. Repeating the same step with my purple holographic glitter. Just throw it in the mold and then just use my paintbrush to just get it all over. The crumbs and cracks of it. By the way, this video is very sped up. It took me... It wasn't that long, honestly, but I just wanted to make sure that I got everything and there was no space in between or anything like that. I decided to add a little bit of some blue in there because I did it for the first part of the mold, and add a little bit more purple because I saw that I was missing a little bit of space at the bottom. And this is how the boat look. Sorry you can't see them close together. So now you can just put this skull together, just attach it like this. And that's how it looks. Now you can just wrap some elastic around it for it to actually stick together. So this is how the inside of it looks. Looks pretty cool. The hearts could definitely use a little bit more glitter. So I mixed up some alcohol ink into some resin, some purple alcohol ink, and now I'm just pouring down a little bit of some resin. Like I said before, it's the first time using this mold. I wanted to make sure that the elastic that I put around it, that it was good and that nothing was going to be leaking out or anything like that. So I decided to just put down a little bit of some resin just to see how it was going to be working, if there's going to be a ton of bubbles, to make sure that it just gets into everything. And then I just put you guys into the mold so that you can see the bubble. But it wasn't really bubble. Honestly, it just looked like if it was some of the glitters that was just forming into the center, honestly. And that's how it looks. I used my lighter to get rid of some of the bubbles. And then, so after this first layer dry, now adding on in there a second layer. Did the same thing over again. Added a little bit of some alcohol ink into the resin, mix it up, and then just poured it into the mold. And then you have to let it dry for 24 hours. So each layer gets to dry 24 hours. And you can see in this layer there's some bubbles. I'm just using my lighter. Just get rid of the bubbles really quickly. And that's it. You just let this layer dry as well. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be using. So I already mixed my resin. And this is the alcohol ink that I got from Less Resin on Amazon. Hopefully I can find a link so I can give it to you guys. And I was just adding in there a few drops of the alcohol ink into the resin. And then I'm just going to be mixing it up. And that's how it's looking. So after I finish, now I'm just going to be pouring it down into the mold. The second layer is already dry, so this is now the third layer of resin. Filling it all the way up to the top. And aside for this one, instead of waiting, just fill it all the way to the top. So I mix some more, and I'm just pouring it into the mold. And that wasn't enough, so I had to mix up a little bit more. And then I just let everything dry. You can see that the bubbles are already starting to form into the center. And now this is the final layer of resin. You can see it. I thought that the mold, it was looking like if it was tilting more to one side, so I decided to put something underneath it to kind of like even it out, but I think that's just how it's supposed to be. So I was going to use my lighter to pop the bubbles, and I was like, no. Let me try spraying a little bit of some 99% ibuprofen alcohol. So that's what I'm doing right there. And there was actually, after I let it sit for a while, there was some bubbles, because obviously I had to be checking up on it to make sure that nothing was happening. There was still some bubbles, so I just used my lighter to get rid of it, and I sprayed it again with a little bit of some ibuprofen alcohol. And that's it. You're gonna let this layer, why can't I speak? You're gonna let this layer of resin dry for a full 24 hours before you do anything else, before you can take it out of the mold, basically. So while I'm still doing the voiceover, I actually haven't popped it out of the mold yet because it's not ready, but I'm just showing you guys really quickly how I wrapped it up with elastic so that it wouldn't leak out or anything like that. And there was no leakage, no spillage, so I did perfect. Yay! Okay, so it's been 24 hours. You can see that this little bubble right here, there was a bubble right here. That's fine. It's the bottom of the mold. Nobody's really gonna be seeing it. But let's pop this out of the mold. You can see that the holographic glitter got all over the mold. Now it's like all shiny. It is so cute. Oops, let's do it this way. Nothing to screw off. Hopefully you guys can see. That's how it looks. And just put it off. First half of the mold. I wish I had my exacto knife so I can fix like all around here. Oh, I have my scissors. Let's clip a few things. And nothing's being cut. See how it looks. There's more of a close up. The eyes is fading. It still looks okay. It's cute little size. Looks so cool. The best part is the bottom of it. You can obviously see my handprint all over it. You can see straight through. Looks so cool. And this is how the rest of it is. It's awesome. sides of it. Not that bad. Again, it's very close to all of the skull and all of the skeleton. It looks perfect. It's not like if there's no air bubble. Well, there's an air bubble underneath these. Oh, there it is. I was wrong. I guess the layering definitely helped because it looks pretty cool. Even the nose, I guess that's how the nose is supposed to be. It looks so cool. I can't wait to show you guys how this looks in the sun. Outside is really dark right now, but I can already tell you that this is going to be shining. You can kind of already see already. The eyes are the best part. I should have probably did some resin or add more pigment. But I can always redo it. So this is how it looks in the sun. Very disappointed. I thought that it would be shining, but it's not. But trust me, it looks so cute and it's kind of holographic. It's adorable. I love it. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.